Did you know that debt consolidation can actually hurt your credit score much more than a bankruptcy? Learn why. Visit thefastfilers.com today or go to kdvr.com and visit the Ask the Expert page and click on the Fast Filers.
Talking about 100 degrees.
Right. Well, like, you don't have to go too far out of Colorado to be sizzling in that heat.
Yeah.
So,
We'll
we
take
are
90.
fortunate.
Thanks, Dave.
A group of parents and school districts joining together to sue the state of Colorado. They want more money going to schools, but Governor Hickenlooper says if they win, it would blow up the state budget. Fox 31's Eli Stokols joins us live tonight with a preview of a case that gets underway on Monday. Eli?
Yeah, Ron, the case is called Lobato versus Colorado. It was first filed 6 years ago, and it's bounced through the different courts. It will now be heard on Monday here in Denver. Now, we at Fox 31 Denver have reported extensively on school cuts, education funding, and the impact, how Colorado spends roughly $2,000 less per pupil than the average state. This lawsuit is one very controversial effort to address that problem.
Picture, tell me how many pennies, how many are left over.
Colorado schools could use more money. A lawsuit, Lobato versus Colorado, argues that it's money that should be coming from the state.
We believe that kids in Colorado are not getting the quality education that the Constitution guarantees.
Lisa Decker, one of several attorneys representing 21 Colorado school districts and a group of parents, says the case is based on one clause in the state's original Constitution.
Well, the Constitution says that it needs to provide a thorough and uniform education to its kids.
And I am the biggest supporter of our kids that you can imagine.
Governor John Hickenlooper worries that if the plaintiffs win, the state could have to spend up to $4 billion more on education every year. That on top of the $3 billion it's already spending. He says it would eat up almost the entire general fund.
The consequences to our prison system, to our higher education system, to our healthcare system would be, I think, would be devastating.
Attorney General John Suthers, defending the case, says school funding isn't an issue for the courts.
We're asking the courts to make a determination about the adequacy of K through 12 education funding. That's historically and traditionally and properly, I would say, a function of the legislature and the people.
But the plaintiffs say the state's fears are unfounded.
And the court is not going to decide how much should be spent, whether any money should be spent.
That they're just asking the judge to decide if Colorado kids are getting the education the Constitution says they're entitled to. And if that judge in Denver were to rule that the funding is inadequate from the state level, it would come back here to the Capitol and be on lawmakers to respond. Ron, it's hard to know what they would be able to do given the ongoing revenue shortfalls they've had to deal with for several years down here.
Eli Stokols live tonight in Denver. Eli, thanks.
It may be Winnie the Pooh's dream come true, but it is a nightmare for one North